shout out to Rin as usual for the translated subs for To Be Hero X content. We got episode 11 PV. Looks like we're getting Queen's arc. I think that it's only going to be 2 episodes. I forget, but remember there is that like map of scheduling of telling people, you know, these are the characters' arc and how many episodes there are. 35-second PV. Let's check it out.
X 既是我们每个普通人的代号，它也承载着人们对未来无限可能的向往。终有一天，它将成为我头顶的皇冠。
Okay. Remember, Title X is a #1 rank hero. And she says, is a code name for every ordinary person as, like, you know, you could eventually one day become X. Carrying out our hopes for a future full of infinite possibilities. It'd be so funny if, you know, the current holder of X is in the audience right now, right? Because we saw from last episode in episode 10 that a random nobody, which is obviously the current X, beat Queen in a ranking match.
无限可能的向往。终有一天，它将成为我头顶的皇冠。
All right.
有时候要成事，往往信念。
And then this is obviously the hero agency from, you know, Lucky Xian's arc that I think it was called MG, right? I think it was MG.
有时候要成事，往往信念要大过技巧。
真正的英雄不是光靠一张嘴。
Look at these outfits.
我当然知道，所以我才要改变现状。
Yo, is she a mage? What is this like? I'm gonna pull a bunny out of my hat ass drip here. This is still Queen though, right? This one reminded me of Diva from Overwatch for some reason. I think it's because of her outfit is like plug suit-esque.
真正的英雄不是光靠一张嘴就可以的。我当然知道，所以我才要改变现状。我不会就这样将 X 拱手让人的。
Oh, here it is. Here it is. This is a purple girl. That is the previous another X holder title, right? I think that we saw a picture of her from the plane crash, right? And then this is Smile, right? The blonde guy who I think is the father of the Beast Boy. There is like a Beast Tamer hero in the PVs as well, and his dad I think was blonde and was supposedly a Smile, right? The X title, it could be.
还要改变现状，我不会就这样将 X 拱手让人的。世界上只有一个 X， 所以你的虚情假意毫无意义。
There he is, the unknown guy. Oh my god. So we're basically going to see what happened versus X in this upcoming arc, huh? Because remember, last episode, it kind of already told us exactly what happened, but now we're going to be getting a flashback of that, and this is gonna be hype, man. This is gonna be so fucking hype. Because, like, where did he even come from? Nobody knows who he is. He's a random nobody, yet he's so powerful. And I'm so compelled to understand, what is his trust value, right? What is his, you know, how did he create such a fandom where he has this like omnipotent power of like dimensional changing? Now, the awakening of a female power vividly brings the Queen's presence to the people's hearts. What stories will the failed path to defending her throne reveal? I don't know. I think that she's just going to take an L, and the story of Queen is just going to be kind of sad. I think Queen's arc will be promising since I'm curious to see what her powers is and how her fighting against X looks like. I think that her powers has to do with some sort of domain, right? Where in her domain, her authority is law, or at least that's what it seemed like in Queen's PV, where she was fighting Standman, and Standman was like, fuck your domain, I got my own, you know, authority too, I think. X is the code name for every ordinary person, huh? Sounds a lot like a commoner. Yeah, that's what Linling was saying about how To Be Hero X, the idea that every person can envision themselves in the position of such a title, right? Do you think that the Xian Fear incident was in 36 or 37 AC? Man, this is actually so sweaty when you get, you know, actual timeline numbers, you know, after commission and whatnot, you know, talked about. Axe Lady, blah, blah, blah. Anything else? That's pretty much it, man. I don't think there's any other content, you know, leading up to it. This new arc looks really, really hype. There are a lot of baddies, man. Next episode is for the baddies only. I wonder who this girl is right beside Queen, but we do know kind of the purple hair girl. Anyways, that's it from me. See you on Saturday for the actual stream. Bye-bye.